we're drawing a chart like this, okay? Right, so this is the year 0. That's the year 200. That's the year 100. That's the year 300. This is the year 400. And we're starting off with Jesus, is it right? Jesus lived from about here to 33. Okay. That's Jesus, right? 0 to 33. You with me? Yeah. You understand? Who's the next one? John lived from about there to 100. John. Probably lived to be about 10 to 100 AD. Next one is Peter. Who's the next one? Peter, Paul, Mark, Matthew, is that right? Let's stick that there. Next one is Peter. What year did he live? About 0 to 66?
2 to 66.
This one's Peter. 2 to 66. Paul. Paul lived about 2...
No, 0 to 66.
Okay, 0 to 66, right? Yeah. Paul. Who's the next one?
Matthew. Mark.
Mark. When did he live?
16 to 62.
This is Mark. Who's the next one?
Matthew.
Matthew lived when?
0 to question.
I'm not sure. Maybe about there, right? Matthew. 0 to about, say, 7. Okay, who's the next one? Clement. What year?
30 to 100.
Clement. Now, these are people, Christians, in the time of Jesus and the next 400 years. Okay? And these people saw with their own eyes the original New Testament letters. The original New Testament letters, you understand? And so the Muslims say that the Bible is changed and corrupted. Have you heard them say that? Have you heard Muslims say the Bible has been changed or corrupted? You have? Have you heard that, Amir? Okay, you have not. Well, that's what they say. But that is a complete lie. It's rubbish, garbage, false. Because they don't understand this information here. There were at least 33 people who saw with their own eyes and copied in their own writings Bible verses from the New Testament and Old Testament. In fact, there's about 85,000 Bible verses quoted by these early Christian writers. Okay? So I'm going to write here early Christian, I'll say 33. 33 early Christian writers quote the Bible about 86,500 times. And it's the same as our King James Bible today. bit. This pen's a bit bad. These quotes of Bible in 0 to 400 AD are same as King James Bible today, which means no change. Bible is not no change in Bible. Pretty good. And that's, the Muslims are totally lied to, and they spread the same lie that the Bible is corrupted, because most people have not bought the writings of the early Christian writers. For $320, you can buy 10 books showing the writings of these early Christians. And these early Christians quote the Old Testament, but most of the New Testament, about 86,000 times. You understand? Like in this book of mine, I quote the Bible many, many times, you see? And that's what these people do. And this proves that the Bible in the first century that was given, when it was given, is the same as the Bible we have today. No change whatsoever. Pretty good? And this is just one of 6 manuscripts that we have of the Bible. Who is the next one after Clement? Oh, by the way, Clement. Have a look at Philippians 4 verse 3, would you please? In the Bible, Philippians 4 verse 3. Because here you see Clement is one of Paul's friends that Paul mentions. I entreat thee also, true yokefellow, help those women which laboured with me in the gospel, with Clement also, and with other my fellow labourers whose names are in the book of life. Clement also, Philippians 4 verse 3. That's where he is mentioned. Philippians 4 verse 3. You got that? Now, who is the next person on the list? There is that Ignatius? Ignatius 30:107. There we go, Ignatius. He lived 30 to 107. Okay, he was a little boy of about 3 years old when Jesus put his hands on him and blessed him. That's what history tells us. He was one of the children that Jesus blessed, and he wrote a lot of important things about Jesus. And he quotes the New Testament on 245 times. 245 New Testament quotes. Pretty good? Pretty good. Clement quotes the New Testament, 49 New Testament quotes. Okay? And they're all King James Bible. King James Bible. Okay, King James Bible. That's the English translation that we use. And we've used for 400 years. The next one is Polycarp, 65 to 155. He quotes the New Testament how many times? 70, is it right? 70 New Testament quotes. And he was killed for being a Christian, and at about age 85. Something like that, 85, whatever. The next person is Papias, 70 to 155. 70, hello, Papias. And he quotes it about, what, 7 New Testament verses, is that right? He quotes. Next one is Justin, 110 to 165. Justin.
You want to talk to you?
Yeah, can you talk, man?
Where is it?
It's Hamid. Just talk to Hamid, okay?
Ahmed.
This is
Sorry.
Justin. 110 to 165. Justin. And he quotes the New Testament how many times? 141.
One. No problem.
Okay. Justin Martyr, he was killed as a Christian. The next one is Tatian. 110 to 172. Tatian. $1,140. How many quotes? 1,100 and. Well, he quotes all of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. All Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Okay? So, and it's always the same as our King James Bible today. Got that? Next person is Irenaeus, 120 to 202. 120. 202. And he quotes the New Testament 1197. 1197 New Testament quotes. And I've been through all of his writings and counted the footnotes. So all these people quote the New Testament. And it's the same as our Bibles today. You understand? Pretty good. The next one is Theophilus, 115 to 181. So the Muslims have never read these early Christian writers. If they had it, they would know that their quotes of the New Testament are the same as our New Testament today. And they're just speaking complete lies. It's not in that book, next. Okay? Next one is Athenagoras, 110 to 190. What's that? 190. What? 11 what?
119
Yep.
to 190.
190. And he quotes the New Testament probably about over a couple of hundred times. The next person is Tertullian, 145 to 220. He quotes the Bible, New Testament many times. In fact, he tells us where the books are located. The letters of the New Testament are located, and that's it there. Then we have Josephus, 37 to 97, 37. He quoted about Jesus and his life and his miracles and his teachings and his death and his resurrection and how people knew he was God. The next one is Clement of Alexandria, 153 to 217. Clement. what's that again? 153, 217. So he quotes the New Testament as well. Okay? Next one is Hippolytus, 170 to 236. 170 to 236. Got that? All these are people who quote the New Testament, and it's exactly the same as our Bibles today. Origin 185 to 259. To 259. 254 or 259? Okay, 254. And the next one is Cyprian. What was Cyprian? 258. Cyprian, 200 to 258, is it? Yes. Pretty good. These are people who quote the New Testament in their letters that they wrote to other people. They wrote letters to other people, and in their letters they write out New Testament Bible verses. And their verses that they quote are from the Bible they had in the first century. It's the same as our Bibles today, King James Bible. Next one is Julius Africanus, 200 to 245. Oh dear, I should have done this a bit differently, shouldn't I? 200, Julius Africanus, 200 to 245. Here's another one. Novation, 210 to 280. Pretty good. So, and all these people agree that the Bible is not changed. Dionysius, 210 to 280. Ah. Oh. Another one. I should put. That's also Dionysius. 210 to 280. Okay. The next one is Anatolius, 230 to 280. And Anatolius, 230 to 280. Okay, so there's lots and lots of people who quote the New Testament. Now, for example, here there's a quote from Jerome. Jerome lived in about 350. Jerome 331 to 420. And this is what Jerome said. Matthew composed a gospel of Jesus Christ at first published in Judea in Hebrew, but afterwards translated into Greek. The Hebrew itself has been preserved until the present day in the library of Caesarea. That was on the coast of Israel. Volume 3, page 362, written in 400 AD. So the original Hebrew copy of Matthew's Gospel was in the library at Caesarea in 400 AD. Pretty good? Yes. And anybody who did not like it could go there and check it. You see? But the Muslims came and burnt the library and all the books in about 600 AD, 630, something like that. Very bad. And he also, Tertullian tells us where Paul's letters of Philippians, Thessalonians, Romans and Ephesians are all located in the cities that they were written to. Now we've got other people as well. We've got Archelaus, 230 to 245, Peter of Alexandria, 260 to 311, Methodius, 260 to 312, Arnobius 260 to 320, Lactantius 260 to 330, Apostolic Constitutions written in 260, Alexander 273 to 326, Athanasius 295 to 373, Eusebius 260 to 340, Jerome 331 to 420. And they quote the New Testament thousands of times. Pretty good? So all these are reliable, honest, trustworthy eyewitnesses to prove who saw the original New Testament books and quoted from them, and they're the same as our Bibles today. No change. And if the Muslims think they know so much about Bibles being corrupted, why don't the Muslims produce a correct New Testament with manuscript evidence? Because they're lying. They are really crooked, dishonest liars, the mullahs, the Islamic leaders. They have not read the early Christian writers. You can buy this set, they're known as the Ante-Nicene Fathers, and you can pay $300 and you can get them. Maybe you can download them on the internet, but this proves the Bible's not changed. Pretty good? Who likes that? You like that? Very good. And I bought the set, I've looked it up, you've got an index in the back. Any New Testament verse, you can look up the index and it'll tell you where that verse is located in any one of these 10 volumes. And you can get with the page number. So you can look Matthew 4:19. You can look it up in the back and it'll say it's in volume 1, page 400. Volume 2, page 290. Volume 3, page 60. Get it? And you can look up those and you can see that verse will often be quoted up to 15 times in various different early Christian writers. You understand that? And so just go to volume 10, I think it is, the index, the verse index, and you have a subject index. And you can locate any verse in any one of those volumes, and you can see all these people, plus more, 33 of them in total, in this 10-volume set, prove the Bible's not changed. Understand? And none of the Muslims know that. And have you ever heard Muslims saying in Iran that the Bible is corrupted or changed?
Yeah.
You've heard that? Well, you say, who changed it? Don't know. When did it get changed? Don't know. You say, which parts have changed? Don't know. They're just lying. You can tell a liar when they can't give details to their statements. And Islam is full of lies. Full of lies. And that's why they don't want you reading the Bible. Because if they thought the Bible was really false, they'd be quite happy for you to read it because you would see that it's false. But because they don't want you to read it, it means that they can't argue against it. You see?
See that, Bible in your house, at least I think around 80 lash.
80 lashes, okay? Very bad. Well, it's nothing compared to what they will get when they go to hell. They'll get more than 80 lashes in hell. Okay? And that's a very, very big problem. So, you like that? Is that an interesting lesson? Yeah. That's very, very important. And it's found in the Understanding book, page 1280. Understanding book, page 1280. And it's on my website. Download the Understanding book at peterpiper.org. Okay? And you can download it. Pretty good? You like that? Very good. Thank you for that. Let's pause there. Pause the camera.